welcome to episode 10 of the Making Stories podcast. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you haven't and this is your first time, my name is Claire, and over there in Berlin is my lovely boss and wonderful friend Hanna Lisa. I'm over here in Nova Scotia, so we do this whole thing remotely, and this is our podcast. If you don't know what Making Stories is, we produce beautiful knitting magazines just like this one, and this podcast is a chance for you to see behind the scenes just about all the work we do, which also has a big focus on sustainability. So welcome if you're new, welcome back if you're not. It's lovely to have you here, and welcome to episode 10.
Yay, double digits! We made it! And that was a wonderful introduction. You're just gonna do all of the introductions from now on. It's just like
Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
So sorry loves if we're a little bit we're coming off the high of launch week. So we launched issue 5 last week, and it was incredible. Thank you so much to everyone who's emailed, who's purchased, who's shared about it on Instagram, and it just, I think makes both of us just so happy hearing how much you actually love the magazine, because we love it a lot, and so it's always just nice if a thing that you love is loved by others. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, and I completely agree. I love this issue, but even though I think it's absolutely awesome, there's always that moment before we release anything where I think you're the same way. We get super nervous because then it's like, ooh, what if people don't like it?
Yeah.
And then we released it and you loved it. So, it's such a relief and it's such a lovely feeling.
Agreed. So, what are we going to talk about today in our episode?
So, today I think we're kind of both in, like you said, a little bit of post-launch, not a little bit of fog. So, I think we're still riding high on the launch. You wrote a fantastic blog post that I think we should chat about, because you did a yarn roundup for issue 5, which was not only awesome and interesting to read, but I think it'll be super helpful to people. So why don't you have a little chat about that so people know about it?
Sure. Hopefully it will be helpful. So if you go to our website, makingstories.com, we can also just put a direct link to the blog post in the down thingy below. If you go to the website, click on Stories Online in the menu bar and then on blog, that's where you'll find the blog post and any of the blog content that we talk about in this podcast. So for the launch of issue 5, I put together a little overview of all of the yarns that we've worked with for issue 5. As you know, all of the yarns that we feature in our magazine are produced sustainably, and that's really, really important to us. But, we can only share so much about the yarns in the 136 pages of an issue, and there's often a lot of information that we would like to share, but we don't have space for it. So that's where that blog post comes into play. I took a look at all of the different yarns and just added a little description about the yarn company and then the specific bases that we used. And I also included some of the more technical specifications, so yardage and also recommended needle size, the way it's spun, whether it's woolen or worsted spun, so that if you are looking to maybe substitute a yarn from your stash, you can have all of the infos readily available at your fingertips and make a good choice for, the project that you're going to cast on. It was really fun because I also got to just, poke through the website, and I took some photos, like screenshots of the photos of some colorways that I also shared in the blog post, and just made me want to cast on all of the things. So
It does,
yeah.
doesn't it?
It was a really, really fun blog post to write, and I hope it's really helpful to everyone who is looking to cast something on.
I think it will be. I think that's the thing. If you're new to knitting, substituting yarn can always be a little bit tricky. You might be looking for a completely different, final look to whatever you want to do, and that's absolutely fine. But if you do see the sample and you want it to look like the sample, but you don't have access to that particular yarn, or you want to try stash diving, you want to see if you've got anything that works. Knowing those different, like all the little details, which might not necessarily be on the ball band, is kind of a good idea, because you can just kind of get on the internet, and hopefully as well, once we can go into yarn stores properly too, then you can always go, if you're a little bit unsure as well, if you have the details from that blog post, you can ask for help when you get there, and
True.
And all of that stuff. So
yes. Yeah.
What have you got over there? You've got some lovely yarn over there.
I was just going to use that segue yarn to talk about these beauties. This is the yarn that I chose for my issue 5 pass on, and it's going to become, let me just quickly show you the sample. Oops. It's going to become Bindweed, the beautiful cardigan pattern by Xenia Naidyon. Top down.
And also...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top down, cropped, open front with this absolutely magnificent cable pattern on the sleeves. Is that going to be great? Ooh, I'm so excited.
I love that one.
And I actually did a swatch. I haven't measured it yet, but I really like the fabric that it got me.
Color.
So let me just show you. I'm going to talk about the yarn in a second. Ooh, is that going to focus? Now it's
Oh,
focused.
there we go.
Yeah. I really like the fabric. Like, it's super drapey, and I think I'm definitely going to go with it. So the yarn, let me just get some with a ball band. So, hello, please focus.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's so pretty. So this is the original yarn the pattern was designed for. Knitting for Olives, the top one is their soft silk mohair, and the bottom one is their merino yarn. And the merino is the colorway Plum Rose, and this one is Rose Clay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I kind of switched it around. For the original sample, we used the merino in a lighter colorway that was pretty similar to the top one that I have in the silk mohair, and then we paired it with like a pink silk mohair, and I wanted something that was a little bit darker, so I chose these, and I really like how they knit up in the swatch. Like,
I love that color you've got.
it's slightly marled. I was kind of hoping for a little more subtle effect, but it's really grown on me, and I'm really excited. And it's nice and soft and fuzzy, and
I love it. I think as well, when you're up close and you're knitting it, and you're looking at every single stitch, when it's those different colors, it can feel the mildness, if that's a word, it can feel quite pronounced.
Yeah.
It can feel quite pronounced and a little bit like, ooh, it's not subtle enough. But then when you kind of stand back, it gives a beautiful overall appearance.
Yeah.
I think because we're always so close to it in the beginning. So
that is very true. I'm just looking at the sample again. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited. So my plan for either tonight or then tomorrow night is to actually cast it on. And I already know 2 other things that I'm going to be casting on. But
do you?
Yeah. So but I don't have yarn. Well, for one, I do have yarn because I'm gonna knit from stash. But so one thing that I don't have yarn for yet is Folie, the shawl from Courtney Spainhauer. So that's something I might have shared that in the last episode. I'm not sure. My mom wished for this for her birthday.
Yes.
So that, and then I really like having a pair of socks on my needles, and I don't right now. And I went through my sock yarn stash that's living up there, and I found a beautiful skein that I've had in my stash for I think like probably 5 years, like a cream color with sort of pink and gold speckles, and I think that's going to be really nice for the wild grass socks.
Ooh, I think so too. That'd be lovely.
I mean, I love how they look like in that one color, but I think the pattern also, it's not going to get too busy, you know what I mean? If I knit those with like a like slightly speckled yarn. So yeah. I wasn't kidding when I said I'm just going to cast on everything.
This is the problem. I'm the same way. I've got my so my first cast on is Yoki, which unfortunately, like the worst person ever, I have started my swatch.
This is the behind the scenes, so I think this is perfect.
I know. Exactly. So this is my little swatch that I started, and I'm loving it so far. So I'm going to be knitting Yoki, and I chose the colorway Sage, which is right there. This is in Yuli. This is the yarn that the pattern asked for. So, but I've been doing the same thing, that I've been going through my stash because I want to cast on all the other things as well. So, but I need to focus because I also have 2 other sweaters on the needles, like, that are getting like side-eyed at the moment because I just want to work on Yoki.
I know, I feel you.
I'm really excited. I'm going to show off Yoki in the magazine in case anyone hasn't seen it yet, because it looks beautiful on chewy fur. There we go.
Aww.
Such a gorgeous photo, that one. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But I've also got a ball of Modim, which is what the cacti socks asked for, in a very bright yellow, which I think would work really well. And
that
I also want to get
so well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna cast on those at some point too. And I really want Mara, the beret. And I don't have a good yarn for that in my stash, so I might have to order some from John Arbon. And yeah, I love that hat. It's so nice. I love a beret. It's so fun, especially for spring. There's just something so springy and fun about them. Like, it's like a whimsical sort of hat for me.
Agree, and you wear them so well. Like, I don't know how to wear them, but you made like a beautiful version with like a fuzzy like mohair something held double. That was absolutely gorgeous.
I love that one. That was Sari's pattern. It's called Bizbet, I think. I won't be pronouncing it completely correctly, but that's a beautiful, and it's just all stockinette with like a little like a really traditional beret. Look, it's got like, it starts off, it's brilliant. I'll link the pattern down if anyone's wanting to try a beret and they're not sure if it's something they want. I'll link Sari's pattern below because it's a really simple going into berets, and I'll see if you like it. But yeah, and then I want to knit Mara, and I want to knit all of them, I'm not gonna lie. I really want to knit Watershed too, which is a scarf. So
I know. I'm honestly like, I'm just gonna knit like almost everything I think from this collection, either for me or as gifts. I just need more time in the day. What?
Like knitting hours at the moment, and then it's been a bit strange because I've been kind of sleepy after the launch as well. That if it gets to the evenings, that's why I've not got as much done on my swatch. Normally I'd have washed the swatch out, but I get to like 10 o'clock when normally I'm full on knit mode, and I've been like, maybe I should just lie here and then go to bed.
I'm in bed by 10 o'clock because our little one is like daylight savings. I don't give a fuck, at least not in the morning. So I'm gonna stay awake an hour longer, but then I'm also gonna be up at like 5:45 in the morning. Hello, Mom. I love you.
No, that's horrible.
Please just let me sleep a little longer. So
that's horrible.
Yeah, I've been going to bed early.
Yeah. Yeah, That sounds like a good idea. I think I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah. But speaking of going to bed or not going to bed, we have something else exciting planned for, well, this week, but also then for the next few months, because we're starting a new thing.
We are.
What are we starting?
Do you want me to tell?
Yes!
Want me to tell them about it? So we actually shared about this in our last podcast.
Oh, damn! I was like building up the suspense. It's like, oh, we already shared.
I'm assuming we're talking about the same thing, which is going to be our monthly knit night. Yes. So we did actually share about this last time, but that's okay because we didn't really have our act together then, so it's good to share it again. We're actually going to be doing our very first one tomorrow, which unfortunately is going to be before this goes live on Friday. So if you're watching this, you've missed it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. But it's going to become a monthly thing. So if you're watching this and you're like, ooh, that sounds like it would have been really fun, then the best thing to do is to either follow us on Instagram or sign up to the newsletter. I'll put both links below because I'll be sending the Zoom links out in both those places every time we have one. We're really excited about this because it's going to be just a really nice way to kind of just hang out in a really relaxed virtual fashion. I think everything else we do is either, through the podcast here where we're kind of talking between the two of us, and there's, other than commenting afterwards, there's not much interaction here. We did an Instagram live the other day, which was really lovely because we kind of got to speak to people more on there. But if you want to come out and just actually hang out and knit with us, and we can chat about stuff going on here, but we can also just chat about anything, just kind of I think we all miss the yarn festivals and meeting up in real life and just having the possibility to meet up in real life because we don't even have that at the moment. So yeah, we're going to be doing these Zoom virtual knit nights, and we'd love it if you could join us. And fingers crossed, the first one's tomorrow, so I hope it goes really well, and I'm really excited about it. So I'll pop all the details below of how you can keep up with that, and I can't wait. And I'm hoping to have my swatch for Yoki done by the time we get to it tomorrow because I'm being really slow with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna cast on at some point. Well, maybe I'm just gonna cast on when we're chatting. But it's gonna be so much fun. I'm really looking forward to this. It's really just an informal catch-up chat. Come with whatever you're working on right now. Hang out with us for an hour and a little bit. No strings attached. Yay.
Nope, it's going to be super chilled. Also, you can feel free to wear pajamas. And if you are kind of anxious, if you don't like being on video, then by all means,
just don't use a camera.
If you just want to sit in and, it's all good. We're just going to be super chilled and it's going to be nice. So
love it.
So yeah, that's our virtual knit night. So if you've missed this one, then don't worry about it. There's going to be another one in a month's time. So yay. I love it. See?
Great, look great.
People say they don't know what to do with their swatches, but
I know what to do with mine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Post-launch
brain. Sorry.
So, even though we're all about issue 5 at the moment, we actually just had the photo shoot for issue 6 just yesterday. And we're showing a few little sneak peeks in the footage at the beginning and the end to show you a little bit more of how that went. So stick around to the end of the podcast because Hanna Lisa took a little bit of footage of behind the scenes. But I couldn't be there, so why don't you paint us a word picture about how good it was, because I saw some of the photos afterwards and it looked amazing.
Oh my god, it was so good. I'm basically on a double high, launch high and photo shoot high. And And it was so good. And like, I mean, I loved the photography for issue 5. I think it was absolutely beautiful. And I was a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about the photo shoot for issue 6 now, because I was like, oh my god, how are we ever gonna, you know, make it as good or possibly even better than issue 5? And then I looked at the photos and I'm like, yes! It was so good. So, issue 6, which is the fall issue for this year, has the topic Skyward. And our inspiration behind it was, you know, everything that you see when you look up at the sky. And our photographer, Melinda, who we've been working with for every issue of the magazine, had a beautiful idea for a location. So in Berlin, there's a park connected to the Gardens of the World. If you live in Berlin, you might know it. It's called Kienberg Park. It's about a 45-minute drive from where I actually live. And it has a little hill. It's not a mountain, it's a hill. And on top of that hill is basically a viewing platform that's called Wolkenhain, which is loosely translated mini cloud forest. It's like,
that's so cute. I love that.
And you're gonna see it in the footage that Claire is gonna put at the end of the video. It's a structure of interconnected white steel columns with a staircase going up and then a walkway around on top, and you can see all over Berlin, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I went there yesterday with Melinda and our wonderful model Susie, and it was absolutely glorious. We had the most perfect weather. It's about like 20 degrees centigrade these days here in Berlin. It was a cloudless blue sky. There was no one around, and it was just the best. Like, it was so nice, and it was a little bit windy, so you know, the wind played with Susie's hair, and it just made like this theme of Skyward just come to life so perfectly. And it also, which I thought was really fun, allowed for a little bit of, you know, a few different angles than what we're usually shooting, you know, and it's just because, you know, we were working a lot with height, because we had those stairs running up, you know, like there was just a lot that we could play with, and the photos are absolutely magnificent. You're gonna have to wait a little while until you actually see them, because I mean, these ones are all about issue 5, but we wanted to share about the issue 6 photo shoot, because it's just been so good, and you're gonna see, you know, in a little time how that's actually gonna look like. So yeah, also, like, while we're at it, huge thanks to the entire team at Green Berlin and Gardens of the World who were working with us on the location. They were absolutely amazing, and yeah, we were just really lucky to get to shoot there.
Oh, it looked gorgeous. And I know exactly what you mean, because I think because we're both full in issue 5 photography, I remember when you sent me that location, I absolutely loved it for issue 6. But at the same time, it's like, ooh, it's so different to issue 5, which was like lots of lush greenery and hanging plants and that kind of a look. And this is very different to that. It's a lot starker. It's a lot of clean angles, and as well, because it's like it's got all the stairs running around it. If you're shooting just straight, it was like, ooh, are we gonna like get the location in as well if we're also focusing on the knitwear? And the photos I saw that you sent me yesterday, like you said, with all those different angles that Melinda did, they look so good. It has such a different vibe to issue 5, so I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to be able to share it with people.
Yeah, me too. I'm so happy with that.
Yeah. Me too. Yay! So I hope everyone enjoys seeing behind the scenes, because we'll probably not share this anywhere else really, other than
it's just exclusive for you. Yeah. Maybe on an Insta reel or something. But
Yes, maybe on
speaking
Instagram.
of behind the scenes, if you are casting on anything from issue 5, we want to see, you know?
Yes, we're very nosy.
Like and like we love knitwear, and I'm especially curious about colors that people choose and yarns that people choose, you know. So if you're working on something for issue 5, if you're on Instagram, you know, you can tag us there. You can also just leave a comment down below with a link to maybe your Ravelry page if you're using Ravelry. Just email us photos, you know, like we just love seeing what you're working on from any of our magazines, really.
We really do. Please do share with us. If you're on Instagram, you can use the hashtag Making Stories issue 5, or you can just do at let me try that again, _ Making Stories, so you can tag us in so we can see what you're up to. And you can also use the hashtag Inside Nature for issue 5 also. So if you do any of those, then I'll be able to find you. Plus, if you are posting on Instagram and you post anything in the stories, if you type Making Stories into the gift sticker, there's a bunch of fun little stickers in there that I made just for the launch.
So good. They're so good. They're so pretty.
I was so happy about them.
Yeah.
Fiona Alice posted about her because she's the designer behind those gorgeous green socks, and I was like, yes, she used the Instagram stickers. Every time I see someone using them, I get really excited. So
please use the stickers. Claire did such an amazing job with them. Alrighty, love. Do we have anything else to talk about?
No, that's everything for this week.
Great. So we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time from, you know, now on today, whenever you're watching this. No, not whenever you're watching this. From the day that this has been published. This is like, oh my god. I need a second cup of coffee.
I need it first.
Ooh, you haven't had coffee yet? Oh my god.
Nope.
Hat goes out to you. It's like, what? Yeah. I don't have words. I can do podcast recording without coffee, I think. Okay, you go get your first cup of coffee. I'm going to go get my second cup of coffee. Everyone, if you're watching this and you like coffee, go get a cup of coffee, get your knitting, take a little bit of a break. We can all use it. And we hope you're well. We hope you're safe. You know, we hope you can enjoy some of the gorgeous weather that at least we in Berlin have been enjoying. And take good care of yourselves.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.
Yeah. Ooh, last thing. If you like this, give it a thumbs up because it's going to help spread the word about this. And you can also subscribe so that you get a little alert whenever there's a new podcast episode up.
Yes. And if you know anyone who you think would enjoy this podcast as well, please do let them know about us.
Yeah. Alrighty, lovely. See you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.